So we are the research team for Dr. Brian Patrick in the psychology department, and we're presenting our research on autonomy, relatedness, compatibility beliefs, and interdependence dilemma resolutions. So for some context for this, previous research has indicated that when a conflict arises in a close relationship, people must choose between protecting their self-interest or sacrificing their needs on behalf of the relationship. And so this has been represented in a variety of forms and research, including interdependence dilemmas, which are vignette measures that ask participants to solve a problem in a close relationship scenario and write it out. However, the thoughts about close relationship conflict have evolved over time. According to self-determination theory, people can be autonomously and relationally motivated at the same time, meaning that they don't have to sacrifice one for another. And in fact, they can have reasons behind their choices that are both relational and autonomous. They're called relationally autonomous reasons. Despite sacrificing their autonomy, they're doing it voluntarily and to benefit the relationship. So our previous research has named this as Autonomy Relatedness Compatibility. And with the Autonomy Relatedness Compatibility scale, we found that people have implicit beliefs on whether autonomy and relatedness can be compatible in a relationship. So can they be valued of equal importance? So the current research pairs the question of implicit beliefs of autonomy and relatedness compatibility with explicit expressions of them as indicated by people's responses to the interdependence dilemmas vignette questions. So we have 4 hypotheses for this research. We hypothesize that people who believe autonomy and relatedness are compatible will resolve interdependence dilemmas, 1, in ways that preserve both autonomy and relatedness, 2, for relationally autonomous reasons, 3, in a way that leads to more positive emotions, and 4, in a way that makes them feel like they have solved the problem more effectively. Now to methods.
Hello, my name is Derek Burnett, and I will be reading methods. The study consisted of 73% female, 23% male, and 4% non-binary, with an average age of 22. We instructed participants to complete the Autonomy Relatedness Compatibility Scale, which is a 20-item questionnaire measuring people's beliefs about the compatibility of autonomy and relatedness within close relationships. We also asked participants to resolve interdependence dilemmas, which is a hypothetical scenario of relationship conflict, which participants were supposed to finish the story through the main perspective of the character. We coded the responses in 3 categories: compatible, incompatible, and unresolved. There was a pairwise percentage agreement range from 55% to 85%. Average was 75%. Now onto the vignette prompt.
Hello, my name is Alejandro Fernandez y Mora, and I'm going to talk to you about our vignettes. Our vignettes examined a few different types of relationships. These relationships included parent and child, romantic, individual versus group, and friends. This particular example in our poster is an example of friends, where John is having roommate troubles with his friend Brandon. In order to measure the responses, we coded them based off of specific diction used by the respondents. For example, for incompatible, we looked for words such as must to indicate that autonomy and relatedness were not compatible in this response. We looked for words such as common ground or compromise for autonomy, relatedness, compatibility. And for unresolved responses, we looked for responses that kind of just restated the prompt. And now here are the results.
Hi, my name is Kayla Binns, and I will be discussing our results. So after we performed our study and analyzed the data, we came to the discovery that Our initial hypothesis that people who believed autonomy and relatedness are compatible will resolve interdependence dilemmas in ways that preserve both autonomy and relatedness was partially supported. Our first hypothesis states that the ARC's measure didn't correlate with the interdependence dilemma categories. However, it correlated positively with participants' reports of the hypothetical character's feelings following the dilemma's resolution of relatedness, but not autonomy. The second hypothesis states that there's a trend towards participants who believed autonomy and relatedness are compatible, reporting relationally autonomous reasons as the source for the character's resolution to the dilemma. The third and fourth hypothesis states that beliefs in autonomy relatedness compatibility were associated with characters feeling more positive emotion and a greater sense of effectiveness regarding the resolution to the dilemma. Now on to the discussion.
Hi, my name is Serena, and I will be discussing our discussion section. So our ARC shows promise as an interpersonal orientation measure that predicts resolving interdependence dilemmas in ways that are mindful of both the needs of autonomy and relatedness. Our follow-up analysis showed that we needed to revisit our coding framework because our coding differentiated preservation of relatedness, but needed improvement on differentiating preservation of autonomy. So we created a new coding framework where we looked at each individual response and gave it a word or a phrase that we thought best concluded how this person dealt with the conflict resolution. And we did this so that we would have a more nuanced understanding of the different ways that people solve conflict resolution. Thank you for joining us for our presentation today.